Unfortunately, sometimes life is just not as pretty or aesthetic as we would like people to believe. I'm telling you, no matter what I do, my vanity is always a hot freaking mess. Like, listen, if I put things away, they get lost. This whole project started because of the Hailey Bieber Rode phone cases. I don't know, I kept seeing those everywhere and I was like, you could totally make that, so I did. I cannot get over how these DIY like lip gloss phone cases, most of them are giving 5-minute crafts. Like, seriously, what do y'all have against purses? I'd always watch those DIY videos as a kid and I'd think, like, who in their right mind would actually make this? I mean, granted, a couple years later, there I was making edible Tide Pods and fidget spinners, but hey, at least the crafts I make actually work. I used to always get these clear phone cases so I could stick a piece of paper in there and switch out the design without buying a whole new case. I don't know why I stopped that. It's one of my better ideas, honestly. The first one's always the hardest. It actually might be better to make a template with scrap paper so you can trace it if you're making multiple designs. I traced around the case first for this one, but it's probably a better idea to just trace around your phone instead, because the paper is going to need to be a little bit smaller than the case, so that way you can just add it into the case, mark out where the camera hole is. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. I don't know if this would affect the MagSafe thing with the newer phones, but let's be real, I just don't trust that. Like, I don't use it. I actually bought some bigger pen holders to make the DIY lip gloss thing, but like, I'm sorry, this is just so ugly. I can't. But don't worry, I actually do have an idea for these. The pen holders came in a pack of 12, and of course I wouldn't have bought them if I didn't have some more ideas for these. I've been keeping my makeup brushes in this little cup, but I always end up leaving the ones that I actually use out on my desk, which frankly is kind of gross. Look, I am not a beauty guru, that's why I make crafts. I have this like 3-tier cart over here that I don't really use. So my plan was to clean this out and stick the pen holders on the side to hold brushes and things like mascara that I use more often. Not even gonna lie, I just shoved all that stuff in my closet. Guys, check out this flower pot that I made with the little secret compartment. I have no idea when this was from. The top is literally just cardboard and fake flowers. I'd probably decorate it differently, but I feel like this is still a solid idea. The only thing about this, like, okay, I thought some things would fit in the silicone pen holders when I tested it when it wasn't stuck to anything, but after I stuck them onto the cart, certain things like the concealer, contour stick, lip oil, none of it fit, but it did work pretty well for the brushes. They make smaller pen holders that would be better for the thinner brushes, but I just put 2 brushes in one so they'd stay. I wasn't sure how everything would hold up if I needed to like move the cart around, so I actually ended up sticking them to the inside to hold the brushes that I use most often. But I wanted to put the stuff that I use most often on the top shelf. I got one of these spinny plastic organizers that like everyone and their mom has, and you know what? I can see why. This actually holds so much stuff. For real though, social media stresses me out so much. Like, objectively, I look fine, but then I get on this app and I'm like, never mind. When I clean my makeup brushes, I also clean my beauty blenders. I got these little cases for them so they won't just be sitting out. And I was thinking you could probably just put them in like plastic Easter eggs, but then I thought this probably has the holes for a reason, so do that at your own risk. I was planning to put the cart over here, but I realized it's not gonna fit unless I move my desk, and that is absolutely not happening today. I made these little wall pocket type things a couple years ago using cases from old VHS tapes. It's a cool idea, but I don't really use them. I swear I put these earrings in here like 3 years ago, which I was literally so stupid. I put the command strips on sideways, so I had to be super careful not to rip the paint. And thankfully it was all good, but it kind of bubbled up a little bit. But I just put the organizer over there for now. Honestly, I kind of regret starting this project. I've just been stacking stuff up here and I don't even know. I know I ordered this from Brandy Melville like over the summer and I don't even know what's in here anymore. What you think, Mills? Pajama pants. I literally forgot I had these. Valentine's Day's over. Also forgot about this. I was keeping these tags because I wanted to do like a little junk journal. Never did that. And all of my change. I actually made these little labels a while ago. Very useful, but I have too many clothes now, so maybe I should start a Depop or something. Does anyone else just like keep the tags on everything until you wear it? Because my thing is like, oh, maybe I'll sell it or something if I don't wear it, which I never do. Literally every day, you know what I wear? A tank top, high-waisted jeans, and some kind of sweater. Like, that is kind of boring, but I'm still gonna save these because I actually kind of like the junk journal idea. So I'll put all the little stuff that I've been saving for that in this box. See, stuff like this too, like I'll always save tissue paper and whatnot, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I can use that in a craft. But do I ever use it? Clearly not. See, here's another box of stuff that I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a junk journal. So I've been saving like all of the little things from makeup that I get because I thought it would be a cool idea to glue in the makeup packaging and then you could write a little review of it next to it or something. This clip, I don't know why I saved this because it's literally broken. Oh, I remember why I saved this. I literally told myself, oh yeah, I can like make a little mold of that and make my own claw clips. No, that's too much effort. I'm literally not gonna do that, let's be honest. I've had this idea to do a makeup junk journal for like a year now. So I headed to Michael's, picked out a journal, and got to work. So junk journaling, at least the way that I like to do it, is basically just sticking random bits of trash into a notebook. But I do try to kind of like arrange it and make it look pretty, you know? And since Rare Beauty is owned by Selena Gomez, I went through my collection of old magazines, and it was honestly a lot harder to find her in here than I anticipated. Like, I really thought I was gonna have to use Cara Delevingne there for a second, but I finally found her in this Coach ad. My idea wasn't gonna work with the magazine paper, so I photocopied it, which all of you haters saying that I should have just photocopied the Barbie book, like, look at this, the freaking lines. But I scribbled all over the back with a pencil, which the ink kind of transferred to the paper that I had behind it, and you know what, I feel like you could do something with that. I put the pencil side on top of some scrapbook paper and then like traced over her face to kind of transfer the image. I also traced around the highlighter bottle. I cut those out, then started arranging everything. Oh, I also added this like kiss print that was left over from the DIY Rode phone case that I made. Yo, I just realized, don't like Hailey Bieber and Selena Gomez not like each other? My mom doesn't get Star Magazine anymore, somebody catch me up. The only thing I don't like about this type of notebook is that sometimes it can be kind of hard to fill up 2 pages cohesively. What do I say about this? I just wrote like where you can put it, and that I like it, because I do. The only thing is, if you're gonna put it in your inner corner, maybe use a smaller brush, but other than that, 10 out of 10. I was gonna swatch the actual highlighter, but I wasn't really sure how it would hold up, so I mixed together some metallic paint instead. I also added a little paint over here on Selena Gomez to show like where I personally like to use this highlighter. Okay, just kidding, I lied, I actually did swatch it. Hopefully it dries, but here's how the finished page turned out. Comment down below, what should I do for the cover, because honestly, I have no idea. Since we did highlighter on the last page, for this one I figured we'd do contour. I used the NYX Wonder Stick in the shade medium, which I kind of wonder if they were out of the lighter ones when I bought this, because people still regularly tell me I look like Bella from Twilight. But surprisingly it works. I decided to put the NYX Wonder Stick blush on this page as well. I like this type of packaging because you can sort of separate the cardboard part from the graphic so the journal won't get as bulky. The swatch from the last page kind of bled through, so I arranged the packaging so it would cover it up. You know, I'm all for saving the environment, but I also kind of wish magazines were still a thing. Today's kids will never know the absolute trauma that it was finding out skinny jeans are in fact not the best jeans for my body shape. I stamped out the words contour and blush, and I wanted to add swatches again. This time I swatched the products on a separate sheet of paper and used packing tape to seal them so they wouldn't transfer to the other page. And since the blush box kind of got ripped, I used more scrap paper to make a template to turn these into hearts. I always like to take a picture to help me remember the order that I need to glue everything down. I mixed some acrylic paint to match the color of the contour and mapped out where I personally like to use this when I do my own makeup. Has anyone ever tried that self-tanner contour? Like, I've kind of been wanting to do it, but I'm also kind of scared that I'd screw it up, so I've been sticking to this. Since I have more of an oval face shape, I like to place everything a little bit higher. But anyways, here's how the finished page turned out. Honestly, the more I do this, I'm kind of like, what's really the point of this? But you know what? Sometimes it's fun to just do something kind of creative, and there doesn't always have to be a point to it. I was redoing my nails last night, and it gave me an idea for page 3. I use this gel polish set all the time, but some of the stickers don't exactly match. This set comes with 20 colors, so the vision was to trace my hand 4 times and do a swatch on each nail. Honestly, I don't do anything too crazy with my nails. Like, I used to do designs, but they take too long. And also I noticed that sometimes I'd do a design and it would kind of mess up the white balance when I was filming, so we'd just been doing one solid color. I always thought those long acrylic nails were so pretty, but like, girl, how do you function? But after I had all 4 hands, I went ahead and added the nail polish. And the thing about gel polish is the color part, it's gonna be sticky until you add the top coat. So I just did 1 coat of each color, and I finished them all off with the gloss top coat. I still thought something was missing, so I traced the top coat bottle onto this paper, which this was actually the box that the claw clips came in when I did those videos. I still kind of need this box, so what I ended up doing was I cut off the sticker, and I turned that into the nail polish bottle. I stuck that down and I wrote the corresponding numbers under each nail polish swatch. And here's how the finished page turned out. I love stuff like this where it's like cute but also useful, you know? I really liked how the collage turned out on page 2. So I went through my old magazines again and I found like the perfect article that was basically one of those things that was like, girl, you're getting old, better get on that skincare routine. Do these pimple patches even work? I mean, I'm not expecting a miracle, so I always figured they must do something. The main reason that I like these is because I'm really bad about picking my skin, although I'm gonna be so real, sometimes I'll take these off in the morning and I'll just pop it anyways. I saved a few of the little plastic things that they come on, and since you can kind of see the outline of the stars, I used an X-Acto knife to cut cut them out. I thought this would make a good stencil. The yellow ones are hydrocolloid patches, which are supposed to reduce inflammation and absorb excess oil and fluid. I read that these work the best on normal pimples, and you can also use them on popped ones apparently, so I tried that last night. And I think it kind of worked, but it also fell off in the middle of the night at some point, but they're less effective on whiteheads, blackheads, cystic acne. I think these are good for people like me, I'll get 1 or 2 spots at a certain time of the month, but if you have like a bunch, I'm not exactly sure how cost effective that would be. Does anyone remember the pimple popping game for the iPhone? I had a friend that was like really obsessed with that game. I would always think, why do you need to play this on your phone? You could play this in real life. That's terrible. I don't know why this made me think of that, but you hear a lot about like the Sephora 10-year-olds and that kind of thing lately, and I don't think I even had pimples when I was 10, but I wish these pimple patches were a trend when I was younger, because let's be real, I did not know how to use concealer, and these are just so much better for your skin. When I was done with the stencil, I stuck it down with some double-sided tape, colored in the stars, and added another piece of packaging to fill up the extra space. And here's how the finished page turned out. We haven't done any lip gloss yet, so I wanted to use the Too Faced lip injection packaging for page 5. I got these mini ones in a set from Sephora a while back. It came with a paper inside that basically says, watch out, it's gonna burn, in every single language, so definitely gonna use that. And when I was cutting the packaging apart, the 2 little compartments for the lip gloss gave me an idea. I thought it would be cool to make like a pop-up book page. So I grabbed this paper, which was left over from the nail polish page, and traced around both lip gloss tubes. I cut those out, and to make the gold cap, I used some foil that I saved from a pack of Rolo's candy, which when you think about it is perfect. Does anyone remember the old Too Faced chocolate bar palettes? Their packaging used to be so much cuter. Don't ask me why I thought this was a good idea, but I decided to actually swatch the lip gloss instead of like doing paint like I did on some of the other pages. I knew that the clear wouldn't show up, okay? I'm not dumb. I can hear the comments now, but for some reason I thought the pink one would be more pigmented. I did not trust this to dry, so I sealed both lip gloss tubes with some packing tape. I know they basically look the same, but don't worry, I found a solution. For the actual page, of course I had to use my old magazines again. This picture kind of looks like lip gloss to me. I glued the warning label next to it, this picture of a mouth, which totally saving that EOS picture for another page, and a kiss print that was left over from my DIY Rode phone case. Now to fix the whole issue with these looking too similar, I cut this light pink logo from the side of the box for the clear swatch, and this logo from the warning label for the pink gloss. I stuck those on with some double-sided tape. Clearly I've given up on not making this journal too thick, because I decided to use the inside of this lip gloss packaging to turn this page into a pop-up book. I peeled the image off the back, cut this piece in half, and I also tried to peel some of the cardboard off the front of this part where it bends, because we're only on page 5 and I already had to bust out the binder clips. I used double-sided tape to stick the lip gloss swatches on top of each box. Then I used even more tape on the back, lining up the crease in the cardboard with the crease in the journal the best that I could. Honestly, glue might have been the way to go for this, because once you stick that tape down, good luck trying to get it off. I glued the front and the back of the packaging to the right side of the page, and used the rest of the space to write down my thoughts about the lip gloss. I used the rest of the warning label and a heart-shaped hole punch to sort of make bullet points for this page. Okay, so I originally bought this for kind of a weird reason. My circulation is basically non-existent at this point. Like, winter is not a fun time for me, and I thought that since this has, I don't even know how to say it, but capsaicin, I don't know, it has that in it, which is an active ingredient in a lot of the treatments that they recommend for Raynaud's, which is like when your hands look like this and they hurt. But I thought maybe this would help when my lips got all blue. And obviously I'm not a doctor, take this with a grain of salt, but personally I did think that it helped. The only issue is this really dries out your lips, so definitely make sure that you switch it up with a more hydrating lip gloss. But anyways, here's how the finished page turned out. I don't really know how I feel about the pop-up thing. Like, was it necessary? No. But you know what? It's kind of fun. That was everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions for pages I should do next. I'll have everything I used in this video linked down below, along with my merch, website, and all my social media. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!